Welcome back everyone, Deftspider here. So today we wanted to go over a quick update from the infected. So as I've been talking about for the last few episodes, we're finally getting an update on power. So he's gone ahead and added in a lot of different mechanics for us to start playing around with. It's a small mini update, as you can see right here, 11.3. It's a lot of changes as far as power goes. There's still a few glitches here and there like usual. He'll probably get those ironed out in the next week or two, maybe a little bit longer because power is a little tricky. So we're going to try to keep this short, sweet, and just cover the changes and any updates and the new building item that's been added. All right, so Dev says here, hey everyone, while today's update pushes a few bug fixes and a new building piece, it's mainly aimed at rolling out some changes to the mechanics of our electrical system. Side note, before we dive in, there are new features, building or otherwise, you hope to see one day. Be sure to add them to our feature wish list discussion board. Bugs to the bug section and feedback to the feedback section, not in the comment section of this post. So pretty much go to Steam, go to the forums. If there's a bug you want fixed, if there's a new item you want added or something, you can make suggestions there. You can also do it on the Discord. I'll put that link here in just a second. All right, and moving on. So a word of advice to the folks. The first time you log into patch 11.3, all powered objects will be powered off. This includes your fridges. Because of the time necessary to craft wire components, you're probably going to lose at least some, depending on your timers, of your saved food. Those with materials on hand or who want to utilize free build mode may get things hooked up before the timers lapse. So you might want to toggle that on for just a second if you don't want to lose all your stuff. I mean, it's just food. It's not that hard to get back. But he just want to get that warning there before anybody gets upset with him. Like you said, this is an alpha game, so you have to be ready for the updates, guys, and it changes a lot. All right, so good luck. Updates to the electrical systems. Junction boxes are a new building piece that slots in between the control panel and the item that needs to be powered. They allow players to group objects in a single junction box in order to use one of the newly created wall switches to toggle the group on and off. To make things easier for players to identify their powered objects, there will now be a user interface that prompts for name input as the item is constructed. These names can always be changed via the junction box at a later point. So as you can see right here, you just update the name of it. It'll help you keep track of your circuits and different things that you have built out. The wall switch, also what I would just call a light switch. So it's just a toggle switch, guys, literally. The wall switch is a new item that will allow players to toggle on/off power to any objects added to its paired junction box, i.e. you just flip it up, down, and you're good to go. I don't think we need to cover anything else on there. You just got to connect a wire from the junction box to the wall switch. And you can even rename the switch to ensure proper pairing. The materials needed to craft it. It's going to be 1 iron ingot, 1 copper ingot, and 4 screws. All right, so here's the junction box. It's pretty much, we've had this already. The junction box controls your powered objects just like it always has, and groups or single items. To add an object to the junction box, simply pass a wire from the junction box to the component you wish to connect. It will then be added to that specific junction box. It can be renamed. Sorry, I'm trying to just skim through this, guys, because it's a lot of stuff. And we'll get an episode out today or tomorrow on how it all works, of actually doing it in the game. To toggle power on off, if a relay box is rotated the incorrect way, it will show as red. There is a face and a back. Well, we've gone over that in our help videos and our how-to videos, so y'all should be familiar with that. If it is facing the wrong direction, just use your mouse wheel. You can spin it, and then you can place it down when it turns green. Materials needed for that: 2 iron, 2 copper, 2 cobalt, 6 screws. And then here's just a photo of the panel. Pretty much just looks a lot like it used to look. Here's a photo of the new wiring. So here's one of the switches. Here's one of the junction boxes. Here's the control box. And then there's the new wires that go between. Now the wiring is going to be a little bit of the hard part because it's kind of expensive to make, and it's going to take a little bit of work to get there on a new game. Right, to add a wire, you'll need to use the upgrade tool. While using the upgrade tool, press E at the power source or component to start a wired connection. So pretty much like any other game, you got to have a tool to make your connections. You're going to press E on the component you want to connect, like a light or a fridge. If the wire can be connected, you will see a green outline. When holding your upgrade tool, you will see a power flow. This shows the direction the power is going. You can only have 1 power in, but you can have multiple outs. Junction boxes are passing power to items, which can then be controlled by the specific junction box switch. To cancel out on pull wire, click right mouse button. Like I said, I'll get a video on this here really soon. Probably already working on it before this video is even uploaded to YouTube. And I'll have all the tips, tricks, and issues and fixes going on with this of how to get around stuff. All right, so then here's just a layout, a quick little graph of how things are working. We don't need to go over that. So wires need to be crafted first using the advanced workbench and the recipes below. Materials needed to make wires: 1 copper ingot, 1 plastic, 1 oil can. To bolt craft it, you're going to need 5 copper ingots, 5 plastic, 5 oil cans. And to make plastic, you know you're going to need bark chips and oil cans for that as well. Now, here's the relay boxes. New electric component, which allows you to extend the range of a wire between components. They do not work with control panels, only with a junction box or component. Again, here's the control panel. Like I said, we're familiar with that, so we're not going to go all over that. It's been redone, new graphics, new changes to it, but for the most part, it should be pretty self-explanatory. And like I said, we'll get to that as soon as we finish the video. Here's the new building items for this update. He has added in the corner railings to go with the new corner pieces that we have, so you can decorate your bases a little bit more and make some new changes. And then the changes and bug fixes to go with this. We have some localization changes and fixes. That's always ongoing. Bug fix: oil lamps could not be placed on objects like tables, chests, etc. after a game reload. Bug fix: tooltip for seeds was still displaying 65% drop rate. Bug fix for some floating bushes near the swamp are fixed. Loom could not be placed on glass ceilings, and then added wire to drop loot list of point of interest. So that just means that when you go to the villages, you can get wires. Now, when you go to the villages, you want to make sure you get all the wire, get all the oil cans. You might have to make a couple of trips until you start getting your stuff initially powered up, because you're going to need oil. And the best way to do that, have power, turn your oil extractor on. So like I said, it's going to be a little bit rough getting started. And we're currently working on that new how-to series, so we'll get it figured out and find out the best way to do it. Besides that, like, he's been talking about adding this power update for a few months now. I'm glad to see it's finally hitting. As usual, he always likes to deliver something around the holidays, something new for everybody. And we're just slowly going to scroll through again so y'all can see everything, and then we'll swap it out. But like I said, guys, you know, this is an alpha game. It's early release. You just have to bear with the changes as they come. You know, eventually there'll probably be another complete revamp of the map and update of that, so we'll have to start fresh. But he's trying to get all that polished out. Then eventually we should get like a story or something going on of what's going on with the Vambies. But like I said, every 1 to 3 months, the devs pushing out pretty big updates. I mean, this is called a mini update, but power to me is a huge update. Anyways, as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like, subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave it below in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Join us in Discord if you feel like it. We're always in there answering questions, helping people. There's new content, more videos, other content creators. The dev comes in there and talks to people. So like I said, just stop by, guys, and I'll see you then.